had lots of practice telling people about Jesus. He did it over and over. But we might not have as much practice as he did. So let's look at one of the speeches that he gave. It's from Acts 22 and see what it can teach us about how we can do this too. So I'm going to read from Acts 22, reading lots of Acts today. Paul said, I am a Jew born in Tarsus. I was carefully trained in our Jewish laws and customs, and I persecuted the followers of the way, hounding some to death, arresting both men and women and throwing them in prison. As I was on the road, a very bright light from heaven suddenly shone down around me. I fell to the ground and heard a voice. The Lord told me, get up and go to Damascus, and there you will be told everything you are to do. I was blinded by an intense light and had to be led by the hand to Damascus. A man named Ananias lived there. He came and stood beside me and said, Brother Saul, regain your sight. And at that very moment, I could see. Then he told me, the God of your ancestors has chosen you, for you are to be his witness, telling everyone what you've seen and heard. Okay, so in that speech, Paul started out by telling people his background. This is who I was before I met Jesus. Then he told them what happened, the whole thing with the light on the road, and what he learned about Jesus and what Jesus had done for him. And then, at the end, he told them what his life was like after meeting Jesus. So friends, we can follow this same outline when we want to tell people about Jesus. We can tell people about our lives before we knew Jesus and how he's changed us for the better. We can tell our friends why we love Jesus and what he's done for us. That's our part of this whole thing, how we share. And then we have to pray. Because here's the thing. We can't force people to believe us. We can't force people to love Jesus too. We just tell them what we know, and then we pray that God will help them to believe it and help them to know that it's true. Hopefully they won't have to be blinded by a bright light like Paul was, but hopefully our friends, our family, whoever we're telling, hopefully they will see Jesus through our words, and then we'll let God do the rest. So that brings us to our big idea for today. Will you read this with me? We can work with God to spread the jam. Let's read it one more time. We can work with God to spread the jam. So here's the thing. Spreading the jam takes God and us working together. So we've learned about God's heart for justice and his heart for mercy, and now we have to go do it. We have to put our faith into action and go do it. And then what we've talked about today, we have to share what we know about Jesus, and then we pray. And we pray and we pray that God does his part to use our words and our prayers and our actions to change our friends' lives so that they will follow